everybody and welcome back to another On The Table video, guys. So, what have I been up to this time on The Table? Well, I've been looking at some new miniatures. I've been maybe upgrading some old miniatures. I've been learning some new skills as well. But first and foremost, we're going to look at some of the new stuff that I've been up to. So, my dad's Mechanicus army, that kind of is the flavour of the month slash week slash year for me at the moment. You guys know, I've put my hand in super glue. That's great. That's really good. I'm going to have fun picking that off later. But yeah, you guys know I've got some Castellan robots for my Decals Mechanicus. And it's taken me a long time to realise this, but really don't like them. They look really clunky. They look really bulbous and round and just non-functional. Look really quite cartoonish as well, even with the Wargames exclusive heads that I put on them to make them look a little bit less dumb. I've really gone to a point where it's like I really just don't like them, and I thought maybe it's the way I painted them, but then I was like, no, it's the overall shape. Like, I just don't like their big bulbous round bodies, and then they're like ridiculously massive hands and like tiny shoulders. I just think they look a little bit stupid and a little bit kiddish. So with that being said, I decided to find a substitute, and that substitute is Domitars. That's right, guys, I got some Domitar robots from the Forge World. I actually picked these guys up on eBay for cheap. Because they were painted really horrendously. But anyway, I digress. Just look how much better they are. Just look how much infinitely better they look from the Castellans. Now, in regards to actual size, this one's probably the best one to find out. In games, I would probably have a disadvantage using these, but I will happily accept a disadvantage for something that is far cooler looking. I mean, It just looks better. I mean, it's more angular, it's more chunky, it's more. I wouldn't even say it's more chunky. I'd say it's just more. It just looks more functional than the other one. I mean, the other one, it just don't like it. Let's get a little bit of a zoom in. Let's get them in full frame so you guys can see. Obviously, also as well, you can see that this is what I based my stuff on previously, and this is what they're on now. So there's a big contrast in the base as well. But just look. Just look at it. It just looks so much better. It's got so much more cool worky bits, and it just looks like it's an actual thing. And the Domitars are also much more poseable, with absolutely no cutting. I really like this one that I did. The way he's kind of like running forward. Looks like he's about to fucking peg it forward and just give someone a very bad day. And then again, got some lovely little glowy bits on here. You can attach like these long cables to the back. I didn't want to. I kind of like them looking as if they're like their own self-contained little guns. But these are cool because I'm going to be proxying these as either punch bots or shoot bots. They've got cool little missile launchers inside as well. I really like how I did the glowy eyes of doom, which look really cool and really menacing. Very similar to how I did the eyes on this. In fact, almost exactly the same. Although the colours on this one have dulled a little bit over the years that I've had them. And in truth, guys, I think I may sell these Castellan robots. I'm just not feeling him. Not feeling him in the slightest, as I previously stated. So that guy can go and live over there. But guys, look how cool these are. As robot models go, they just look ace. I just fucking love them. Chock full of details, really cool, really nice to paint as well, especially with the airbrush. I actually revived my Sotar 2020 to help do these, just because I wanted to try and have a little experiment, have a little go of painting more with airbrush, and this really came in handy. Once I scraped all the dried paint out of it and got a new needle and nozzle assembly because it's been neglected in a drawer for several years. But again, I'm getting off topic. What do you guys think of these robots? Let me know in the comments in the doobly-doo down below. And also, guys, what is your favourite robot from, favourite Mechanicum AdMech unit from the Forge World listings that you can get? I would love to know. It'd be really interesting to see what your thoughts are on that. But also, guys, you may notice there is something different about these. Something that the Great Jojo Man doesn't normally do, because he can't do them until now. So guys, you might notice here that there are actually some decals. I never normally use decals on my miniatures, because I never really knew how to properly apply them. So I went around to Moggy's and had an absolutely wonderful lesson on how the correct way to properly apply decals with, and he actually gave me a really cool product to help me do the decals. So the quick loadout, I will probably, I may even on another YouTube channel, I might be doing a tutorial on how to apply decals properly. But the gist of it is, you get your decal that you want, you cut it out. Then what you do, you soak it in a bit of water, wait for it to actually separate from the backer. You put down, on the area where you're going to put the decal, you put down some gloss varnish, and what that does, that fills in all the gaps in the paint and the primer, because even though it looks smooth, it actually isn't, and that varnish will help just smooth it out. Then what you do, once that's dry, you wet the area with your finger, and then you put your decal on. You find out where it is, find out where it wants to go, and then you get a cotton bud, like that, obviously not a used one, you get a clean cotton bud, you roll it out over the decal to squash all the water out from underneath it and the air. Then once that's kind of dried, you go in with this stuff. This is Tamiya Mark Fit. Moggy actually gave me this little pot of it because there's not much left in it. But what that does, that shrinks it and then expands it again, and that'll actually properly apply the decal. And also, I think it dissolves the backer as well, so you don't get that little line around the decal. Then after you've done that, because it will be quite shiny, you just go in with some wash over the top of it, and boom, it blends it in perfectly. But with that being said, I went a bit decal mad, and I started putting decals on pretty much anything, and I'm going to bring in my Vulgarite Domitars, which is the big tank, big Mechanicus tank, what I had on a previous video. And as you can see here, guys, we've got just decals all over it. We've got decals here, we've got lovely little decals here, and we got some decals down here, and we got some decals, some big decals I never ever thought I would use here, guys. Well, this look like a little hazard kind of thing, like don't step here, it'll fuck you up. But yeah, it's just been so much fun playing with all these little decals, and it just adds little splashes of colour that I didn't think that I would be able to do. Also, I put some numbers on it as well. That one went a little bit funny because it was my first go at doing it. And then there's one round here, like 01. Like this is the first Vulgarite Dominators that was made, probably ever will be made. So I did that, and then I just started adding decals to like loads of other bits and bobs. I actually added decals to my Warhound. I'm not going to get it out and show you. I was going to just do that, but it's a big heavy model, and I'm running low on recording time as it is. But just so you know, guys, I will show you at some other point, but there are decals on the Warhound as well. But yeah, super fun to do, super fun to play around with, and it also means that I can actually use all these decals that I've been saving. Now, I wish I had it to hand. I wish I was more professional. But no, I'm somewhat lazy. I have a bag. I have a huge sodding bag of decals, and I really wish that I had it to hand. But yeah, guys, I've basically been collecting decal sheets for like 20 years, and I've never used a single one. So I literally have a bag of decal sheets, and the stack of inside is like this thick. It's just got loads of them. So now I can finally have a play with all that kind of stuff. Do you guys use decals on your models? Let me know again in the comment, in the doobly-doo down below. That's a really short video, guys, so I do apologise, but I just thought I would show off some cool stuff that I've been up to. With that being said, guys, don't forget to check out the Facebook page, don't forget to check out the Instagram. You get sneak peeks of what I'm done, so check out all the stuff in the doobly-doo down below. It'll take you to all the good areas and stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, see you now, and goodbye.